this was right off the bat. This is how I kicked off my week last week, right after we did the podcast. Probably about a month ago now, Alex, you'll remember this. I told the story on the podcast of Erica going to walk Jeet in the morning and getting locked out. She realized she didn't bring the keys, and she was outside trying to wake me up for an hour and a half, but I was dead asleep with the AC on and the door closed, and she couldn't hear the doorbell. And then I finally woke up, and she had been outside for an hour and a half.
And the AC's bad, dude. Like, I don't even wake up to my alarms because the AC's right next to my head.
Right, and my phone was on Do Not Disturb, but it wasn't like it's supposed to be a thing on Do Not Disturb where if someone calls you over and over and over again, it overrides the Do Not Disturb because usually that means it's some sort of emergency. But it still didn't on this. It was like 50 missed calls. It was crazy. So whatever. So we flash forward, right? Last week, I always take the dog out for a walk right before I go to bed because I'm like, usually he goes out around 7 o'clock at night, and then it's like, I don't want him to wait 12 hours till Erica takes him out at 7 or 8 in the morning. So I'm like, I'll take him out before I go to bed, which is knowing when we play video games could be 2 a.m., 3 a.m., whatever. In this certain night, it was 2:30 in the morning, and I go out, I take Jeet out. First, I do something that I never did before, which is I didn't bring his like poop bag with treats little satchel thing that I have because when I take him out at night, we're outside for a total of 3 minutes and he goes right to his spot, pees, and we go right back inside. He knows it's just a quick pee mission, right? So I forgot to bring it, and I noticed when I was in the elevator, and I'm like, whatever, it doesn't matter, whatever. So we go outside, he pees, and I'm like, great. And then we go back to the front, and I go to open it, and I took the wrong set of keys. Erica had taken off, it's Erica's key ring, and she took off the only two keys that mattered, the front door key and our door key. She had all of her office keys, so I just saw it. It had our mailbox key still on it, so I'm like, oh, this is how to get in. Yeah. And I realized immediately that I'm fucked because she's asleep upstairs. It's 2:30 in the morning. She's been asleep since like 11. She's in REM sleep at this point. So I go, oh God. So I call her. It goes right to voicemail. She has it on airplane mode.
Dude, I'm starting to think she did this whole thing on purpose just to get you back.
Yeah. So now I start to panic because I go, oh my God, what the hell am I going to, how am I going to, so I'm like texting, hoping that it overrides, but each text is going to green. I'm just sending more text messages being like, I'm outside. Then I go, you know what I'll do? I'll buzz the apartment. And I start buzzing the apartment, but again, AC on and fan on, door closed. No way to hear it. So I go, God damn it. So I'm outside for like a half hour, and and this is just standing at the door, and Jeet's looking at me going like, what did I do? Why can't I go inside? I want to go back home. Please let me in.
Yeah, he's shivering.
Yeah. So now I go, all right, maybe I'll just walk around with him. Maybe Erica will get up to pee, hopefully, and look at her phone when she realizes we're not here. So I walk him about a block away as I'm still calling her and texting her and stuff. She's not answering. And Jeet all of a sudden starts smelling the ground, and I go, no, you can't shit, because I don't have a shit bag with me. I'm like, what are you doing? So, of course, he takes the biggest shit of his entire life that he has. I got no bag, and it's right on, like, the main sidewalk, so I can't not do it. I'm not an asshole, right? So I go into the garbage pails that people have outside their apartment and just rip someone's garbage, like the liner off it, go to take some of it off, get a good amount on my own fingers, and then have to go.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's awful. And
you don't even know when you're going to be at a sink again.
No clue. This is just my life now. And there's also like people walking around the neighborhood, which at 3 a.m. everybody's sketchy. It doesn't matter your race, color, creed, size, shape. It's terrifying.
And Astoria recently crime has gone up.
Way up.
I know a comic. I don't know if I should say his name or anything, but he got mugged in Astoria. He's an Astoria comic, got mugged, didn't have anything on him, so they just let him go.
Wow, but they beat the shit out of him?
No, they just like demanded money, and he was like, do I look like I have money on me? Like,
right.
I don't know if should I say this comic? I don't think it's a...
Alex is saying no.
Okay, then I won't say...
But the audience is saying yes.
Let's just say he was really wilding out.
Okay.
If you know.
And here I thought Nick Cannon was canceled, but apparently he doesn't have any money.
Yeah, and his face was white. If you know what I'm saying.
All right. Well, that leaves one cast member on Wild 'N Out. So now that we all know, so I get the little fucking part of poop on my hand. I'm miserable. I go back. I'm ringing the bell, and then thankfully, one of my neighbors, someone that lives in the building, comes in. And so I go, all right, first fucking step in the process. I'm in the building now. So because it was kind of really windy that night too, so it was getting a little bit cold, but it wasn't too bad. So now I'm going, all right, I'm in the building, step one. And now I'm like, I got to go upstairs and try and get her to open the door. Maybe the bell will wake her up. So now I ring the doorbell, and the doorbell noise is so loud.
It's a loud bell.
It's a loud bell, and my hallway is tile, so it echoes throughout the whole hallway. And I'm afraid my across the hall neighbors have a newborn baby, so they're like, sleep is so precious. So I legitimately feel bad about ringing the bell and stuff like that. So I ring the bell like 2 or 3 times, nothing happens.
Yeah.
I go, Jeet's crying at the door, being like, I'm so close. Why won't you let me in?
Erica's having a dream about Leonardo DiCaprio right now.
Yeah, just going down on her.
I'm so happy I left my husband.
So I am just sitting there, and I go, I don't know what to do. I go back downstairs, and I start ringing. I prop our front door open, and I go to the buzzer and just start buzzing again. I probably buzz like 75 times, doesn't go through. So now I'm starting to think it's been 45, 50 minutes at this point. It's 3 in the morning. I go, Jesus. I need to think creatively here how I can do this. And I go, she's not going to wake up this way. I'm not. What if I'm here till 7 a.m.? Like it starts to panic. I'm like, where can I sleep? I'm starting to think about that stuff.
You also have a dog with you, which is kind of like...
Who's thirsty, who's crying, he's tired. I am wearing flip-flops and shorts and like a wife beater, and I'm also like super stoned. So like it's not a good combo because I'm like panic worrying. So I go, how can I do this? And the only then I had a stroke of genius. It was I go upstairs and I go, on my roof, I remember on the roof of the building there was like a ladder at one point. I don't know if you remember when we filmed the fireworks sketch, there was a ladder on my roof. And I'm like, this is how crazy I got. After being locked out for 45, 50 minutes, I go, maybe I can put that ladder down all the way down the roof and then prop it up. It's pitch black, by the way. I'll prop it up against the wall, leave Jeet on the roof, jump down onto the ladder, climb down the ladder, go knock on the window, give Erica a heart attack, make her wake up, let me in, then go back running up to the roof and get Jeet. That was like my let's assess this plan. But even at the time, I go, this is not a great plan. This is not gonna.
Honestly, that's the best plan you've had so far.
It's the only plan that I have. That's my only recourse. And I'm trying to stall. I'm buzzing. I'm like, come on, maybe I'll ring the bell one more time. Nothing. And I go, it's been an hour now. An hour goes by. It's 3:30 in the morning. I go, I got to do something. So then I go up to the roof, and then I remember our roof. Again, we're the top floor, so the roof is right above us. So when sometimes like people like break onto the roof, when people are walking above us, it sounds like thunder is happening. It sounds like the sky is falling. It sounds like people are dropping bowling balls above our heads because it's not a roof meant to be walked on. So, maybe it's just the top of the building. It's not. So I go, I'll fucking go over the bedroom and I'll fucking start walking on the roof and wake up Erica. Yeah. So I look over, I line it up with like where our bedroom would be, and I start fucking jumping up and down on this roof, and the whole roof's like just reverberating. Alex has her hand up.
Sorry.
I mean, you could have fallen through that and broken every leg.
It was not meant to be jumped on.
Okay, even aside from that, though, why would Erica ever assume that's you on the roof trying to get her attention?
I think the idea is to jump on the roof, wake Erica up. She turns, has a panic attack because she has no idea where her family is.
Yeah, and the building's collapsing and we're in an earthquake situation.
Yeah.
So I am jumping up and down on the roof, and I'm also calling her repeatedly while I'm doing it, being like, maybe she's taking her phone off airplane mode. Nothing. I even text her at one point going, how are you not hearing this? And I'm jumping so much that my heel and my lower back is killing me. I'm in flip-flops. I'm jumping in flip-flops. There's no shock absorption. I'm just lowering my fucking spine, just compressing each disc every time I jump. And now people are still walking down the street.
Yeah.
And I'm just a crazy man jumping on the roof at 3:30 in the morning. So I'm crouching down on the roof while people walk by. And then when they leave, I'm re-jumping again and stomping on the roof. And I'm not lying. I jumped for probably 10 minutes. And as I'm calling her nonstop, all of a sudden, from directly to the voicemail, phone starts ringing. I go, I pick it up. She picks up the phone. She goes, Mike, what's happening? And I go, I'm on the roof. I've been locked out for an hour. Let me in. And she goes, oh my God. And then runs to the door. I get back in an hour later. It was the most genius plan I ever had, and my back has been hurting ever since.
Well, I can I just say I think everything you did was wrong except for that last thing.
Oh, you would have went right to the roof?
No, I wouldn't have gone right to the roof. First of all, this is what I would have done. If the door was locked, and I couldn't get in, I'm realizing it, I'm hitting every button. A, B, 1B.
You live with these people. You live with these people.
I need to get in.
What if you got in and the person came and go, what the fuck are you doing ringing my bell at 3 a.m? Now you have a fight with a dog with flip-flops on.
You know what you do? You go, sick him, get him.
Yeah,
you have
G licks him and then fucking lays down next to him.
No, you just go, you explain to the guy, look, you get it, okay? I owe you. You give him an I owe you.
But that doesn't get you into your apartment.
Yes, but you're now walking around. So you realized everything's locked. Erica's not picking up. So you walked around for what you said was 30 minutes.
No. I had been locked out for 30 minutes. I only walked him for another block.
Okay, so whatever. You walked him for another block. Yeah. He took a shit. Mm-hmm. And you cleaned it up. Second mistake. You had.
You're just such a bad neighbor and neighborhood guy.
Morning.
You deserve to be in isolation. You don't clean up after your dog shit. You buzz every apartment to get in.
No.
At 3 a.m?
This is one of those things where, okay, so say you don't buzz every button. All right, I'll give you that. But if my dog took a shit and all I had was to rip a Glad bag and get it all over my finger, which, by the way, you still have shit throughout this entire story. You have shit all over your body.
Yeah.
So at this point, I feel like you'd be going crazy doing one of these things with the shit.
Like, just commando. I come up from mud. I just...
That's when you want to make your Irish goodbye.